Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for a radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, joining us are our friends through iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad to have all of you with us as well. Well, as we've heard so much talk, especially here in the South lately, about the impact of climate change, we know that all of us can impact the earth, both for the good and the bad. So now is the perfect time for us to think about how we can be able to do better. And this comes from everything where we're talking about things that we buy and where we shop and how these items are being made. Here to share with us some valuable information, we're excited to welcome Cassandra Dittmer to our program. She's not only someone who's recognized as a fashion stylist, but also an international sustainable brand consultant. We'll talk to her about some ideas that all of us can be able to benefit from. Cassandra, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to chat.
So, Cassandra, I think, the big thing is a lot of times we hear about the importance of being eco-conscious, right? How can all of us kind of embrace different living practices that make us more eco-conscious?
Yeah, I love that you already mentioned that, so many people in your network, we know we want to do better, but we don't know how. Sometimes starting really is the hardest part. People are wanting to be more conscious, more sustainable, and we need to make that more accessible for people. Something I have three kind of guiding principles that help me consider how to make better decisions. So it's 3 E's. How do you consider the ethics, the economics, and the environment, and make the best decision possible? And this really can start to guide you on how to embrace or embark on an eco journey, because it's really about redefining sustainability. Sustainability isn't just an organic T-shirt anymore. There's many more values to explore. And an easy way to start thinking about that is by exploring these values. Do you like shopping locally? Are you maybe vegan? Do you prioritize alternative energy sources? And maybe you've considered shopping for other purchases in that way, and can you translate that to
I think for so many people, Cassandra, and I love that you mentioned that, I think that's the whole thing, right? Being able to think of what we can do and how we can do it. Have brands and also corporations kind of also turn to this idea of being more eco-conscious?
Absolutely. We're really, brands in many industries alike, there's this transparency-driven conversation that it often comes from the consumer. A lot of industries are ahead of fashion in this. We don't have an FDA. There is no nutrition label for your clothing, and people are thinking about other industries that have this and are, now demanding that from fashion brands. People are thinking, I have this $5 T-shirt, so, who was maybe exploited along the way? Were people paid fair wages? They're starting to ask these questions and therefore putting it back on the brands to be able to account.
So one of the things that we try to do is kind of help our audience to find out about new things. Cassandra, can you tell us about the background and history of what Citizen has done when it comes to their eco drive?
Absolutely. So, I really prioritize working with brands and championing brands like Citizen that walk the talk, and they have a great reputation because they challenge and elevate the sustainable space as well as educate, which is a really important piece. And, Citizen they really designed with sustainability in mind. They've been around for over 100 years. They're a heritage brand. And EcoDrive was designed in the 70s, and this was around the time that global awareness and interest in alternative sources of clean energy became increasingly popular. So this was Citizen's response. It's the first ever light-powered watch. It was actually designed in 1976. And so EcoDrive is really all about the replacement of batteries as an alternative power source. So quartz batteries, they fill landfills. They tend to be the most wasteful part of creating a watch. And so it's really important that Citizen was able to design a watch that never needs a battery and can be powered by any light source.
I love that. And I think, for our audience out there, we always are trying to be able to support other organizations as well. What is Citizen doing to support nonprofit organizations, Cassandra?
Yeah, so Citizen is great at, building this community. They work with 1% for the Planet, where they've pledged to donate 1% of their website sales in the U.S. to support many nonprofits. One of the campaigns that they're specifically rolling out is for Everybody Solar, or they're partnered with them, and they are a nonprofit that offsets 100% of the cost of installation. So it's really this win-win, right? We're trying to have these funds go towards the primary mission instead of all the other costs. So this partnership lowers CO2 emissions and energy costs and, makes these nonprofits able to truly be impactful. And by doing so, Citizen is really encouraging consumers to share their purpose in light-inspired moments.
Great for our audience and something that all of us then can be able to do. Again, everyone, Cassandra Dittmer has been our guest, international sustainable brand consultant, as well as fashion stylist, helping you guys see how you can be more eco-conscious. Cassandra, where can our audience go to find out more information about Citizen?
Yes, you can go to citizenwatch.com.
All right. Cassandra, thank you so much for dropping by. Really appreciate the time and looking forward to having you back again.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.